Hello, and welcome to Colonel O'Truth's Miniature Issues. In today's episode of Undercrag City, I'm working on Miller's Stair, a gloomy looking staircase leading into Undercrag Mountain beside the mill. I'll show you how I designed the steps out of foam, enclosed them with card, a mistake, how I added lighting, coloured everything, and enclosed it inside the mountain. The end result, a tiny but nevertheless intriguing section of Undercrag City. It starts with some planning. This piece is going into a very tight corner of the mountain that I've left unfilled for a while, but always intended to do something here. Initially, I cut myself a top and a bottom piece, roof and floor. As you'll see, I abandoned this strategy fairly quickly. I'm using thick card for the base, and then foam board for the steps. Building this up a piece at a time, drawing the first few steps onto each layer of foam, and peeling the paper off only where I want the steps to be. Now I'll cut one step out, giving me two steps of approximately 2.5 millimeters depth. As usual, I'm not worried about being very precise with this. The intention is that this stair goes around a corner into the mountain, so I don't need to go very far before it's impossible to see. I just want to give the impression of a mysterious staircase. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do. I really appreciate everyone's support, and the community is growing quite well now. If you want to leave questions and comments below, I endeavour to answer every single one, and I really enjoy hearing from you. If you have already subscribed, welcome back and thank you very much. I hope to hear from you very soon. Anyway, back to the staircase. I've almost finished the structure. And now drawing in stonework with a pencil. Not bad so far. I'm trimming this to shape and putting sides on. My thinking here was that I'd build a complete self-contained piece and then drop it into the mountain. In a moment I'm going to discover that there's no way this will fit. It's all very neat and tidy, but it simply won't work. Oh well. so I've decided to go ahead a piece at a time. The best approach is to paint the stairs and get them to an almost finished state before working on the areas around them. A little bit of carving into the cardboard to give myself some stone flags. I'm going to let that dry. The stone has now been dry brushed, and it's time to prepare an LED to light the steps. Tinning some wires, and I've marked one with red tape as my positive. By the way, the positive on an LED like this is always the longer terminal. And for those of you who are interested, all of the LEDs in the city are wired in parallel, not series. Quick battery test. And now I'm cutting the pieces to form the basic structure of my hidden stairwell. So in goes the staircase, tucked away behind the mill, and a black end wall. Card here, not foam board, as the depth is a factor. Next I have to add in my LED. It's fiddly, but I need to isolate the wires from each other so they don't touch inside the model. Not very pretty, but I'm hiding it now. And now that my space is enclosed, I can start to add texture. I'm starting with a very generous coating of PVA. And red Das clay. More PVA, more Das clay. I'm just building it up a blob at a time. I'm allowing the walls to overlap the stairs as well. I'm trying to keep the end wall empty. After all, the stairs don't end in a rock face, they should continue into the mountain. Not that you'll see that part anyway. Dark grey paint. I've pretty much gone over all of the paint I'd done on the stairs in the first place. That's okay. I'm dry brushing it again anyway. Light grey and then white. Picking out the end wall in black. and then adding a black wash to all of the grey. Just very thin black ink. And while the ink is wet, adding green and then yellow for mosses and moulds. Those of you who follow this channel will have seen this many times. Now that I'm happy with the colours inside, it's time to add a lid. This is a simple piece of black card, leaving a gap for me to install my LED above it and the light to shine down onto the stairs. And I've got a front piece which I'm gluing into place. I'm relying here on being completely unable to look inside and see plain black card. There's my LED trapped inside the mountain. And that's pretty good. So now it's time to shape the outside. Once again, plenty of PVA. There are lots of gaps to fill here. There was green light escaping through that piece from the caves down below. If you haven't seen the caves and the underground streets of Undercrag City, please feel free to go back and look at my earlier episodes. There's a lot to see down there. I'm shaping the curve of the doorway. I'm shaping the clay with PVA. This helps to prevent cracking. Grey paint. I'm not worrying about letting things dry first. And I'm working over all of the joins to older work from earlier sections of the city. Once again, I've completely painted over the steps. It doesn't matter. With my grey undercoat dry, I'm adding more PVA and then sand. Just where I want my mosses to grow. The surplus sand needs to be cleaned out, and it might interest you to know that the best way for me to do this is to pick up the entire city and tip it upside down. At the moment, Undercrag City weighs about 3.5 kilograms, despite its size. All of my mosses and moulds are painted grey, just like the wall. And now my dry brushing, once again overlapping onto earlier work. with the dry brushing done, another thin black ink wash, more green, more yellow, and all of a sudden, done. I hope you've enjoyed watching me build Miller's Stair, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye for now.